Yasu Malaka. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Who is it?
Let me in. Let me in. Please, Ma. Hey, Ma. Hang in there, Ma. Ma, is that you?
Yeah.
Ma? Ma? Are you there?
Yeah.
Hi. Hi, Ma. Hi. Hi. Listen, I need you to help me out, alright? I need you to give me some money. Okay? I need you to give me like $5, like $20, something like that, because I'm in some trouble. Ma? Do you hear me, Ma?
Yeah, I hear you. I can't help you.
Okay, listen. What you gotta do is give me some money, okay?
Jim, I can't do that.
Why not? Mom, you know I'm not gonna do anything with it. I need to go out of town for a little while because I got into some trouble and I need some help with it. Okay, so you gotta give me some money, Mom. Can you hold my hand?
Yeah,
Mom?
hold your hands.
Mom, can you give me some money, please? Mom, can you give me some money, please? Stop fucking around!
I can't.
Mom, give me some fucking money, please! What are you doing? I'm your son!
I don't have it.
Mom, don't fuck around like this! Give me some money! Mom! Come on! Let me in the fucking door! Oh, God! Oh, fuck! Let me in! I need some money! I need some money real bad! Oh, fuck!
Someone's breaking into my apartment. They have a knife.
Mom! You don't know what you're fucking doing to me. Mom, I'm in pain. How could you do this to your son, you bitch? You fucking bitch. I'll do anything. I'll be a good boy. I'll be a good boy, Mom, if you let me in. Get off me! Get out!
Whew. Fuck. That is, ladies and gentlemen, to this day, I still have problems watching this scene. I mean, obviously, at the time, 1995, I mean, you've heard of Leonardo DiCaprio. He's done some work before this, but this one for me definitely, I was like, holy shit, like this guy, he's working on a whole different level. Yeah, so that's a scene from Basketball Diaries. And yeah, if you have not seen this movie, and obviously if you're a Leonardo DiCaprio fan, you probably have, but if you haven't, you absolutely got to see it. But like I said before, the first time, or one of the first times I saw, Leo on the big screen there was this movie. And yeah, this was this is just absolutely crazy. I mean, I know it's an audio podcast and you're just listening to the audio of this, but I mean, if you watch the scene itself, it just brings it up that much more, and it's pretty insane. I mean, yeah. Um, Actually, brings me to a quote that Leonardo DiCaprio once said. He said, "The best thing about acting is that I get to lose myself in another character and actually get paid for it. It's a great outlet. As for myself, I'm not sure who I am. It seems that I change every day." Now, a lot of actors pretty much feel like that all the time. I mean, this is a guy who's pretty much acted in almost 4 decades now. I mean, and he's still relevant. He's still considered an A-lister. He was also quoted as saying 25 and under. I'm kidding. We're gonna get to that joke later. But the point is, I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio is an awesome actor. I mean, a lot of people, still doubt his skills. They say, oh, he's not De Niro or whatever, and, he's always being chased in that. But I'm like, dude, come on. I mean, the guy's fucking phenomenal. I mean, like this role alone. I mean, we're going to get into, the many roles that Leonardo DiCaprio has done. But, yeah, I figured today, let's talk about Mr. Leo here. Cool name, by the way. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, guess who he was named after? But no, not a Ninja Turtle. But, yeah, I mean, with a name like this, you got to be, it's big shoes to fill. But yeah, so as always, I like to go to Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, because it's free, and in these tough times, free means a lot. So let's begin. Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio. I had no idea that was his middle name. That again, this is wow. That is a kick-ass name. It says Italian. Yeah, no shit. Born November 11th, 1974, is an American actor and film producer known for his work in biographical and period films. He is the recipient of numerous accolades, including an Academy Award, a British Academy Film Award, and 3 Golden Globe Awards. As of 2019, his films have grossed over $7.2 billion. Big B right there. Billion worldwide. And he has been placed 8 times in annual rankings of the world's highest paid actors. Born in Los Angeles, DiCaprio began his career in the late 1980s by appearing in television commercials. All right, so technically it's 5 decades. Technically it's 6, but we'll get into that in a bit. In the early 1990s, he had recurring roles in various television shows, such as the sitcom Parenthood, and had his first major film part as an author, Tobias Wolff, in This Boy's Life. He received critical acclaim and his first Academy Award and Golden Globe Award nominations for his performance as a developmentally disabled boy in What's Eating Good with Grape. Good luck doing that role today. DiCaprio achieved international stardom with the star-crossed romances Romeo plus Juliet. I mean, it says the plus sign. I never know how to say that. I mean, technically it's Romeo and Juliet, but they put the plus sign, they make it cool, whatever. And Titanic. After the latter became the highest grossing film at the time, he reduced his workload for a few years. In an attempt to shed his image of a romantic hero, DiCaprio sought roles in other genres, including the 2002 crime dramas Catch Me If You Can and Gangs of New York. The latter marked the first of his many successful collaborations with director Martin Scorsese. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're an Italian actor, you want to work with, obviously, Francis Ford Coppola, but I mean, Martin Scorsese, forget it. You're in. Your mother will love you forever. DiCaprio continued to gain acclaim for his performances in the biopic The Aviator, the political thriller Blood Diamond, the crime drama Departed, and the romantic drama Revolutionary Road. In the following decades, he made environmental documentaries and starred in several high-profile directors' successful projects, including the action thriller Inception, the western Django Unchained, the biopic The Wolf on Wall Street, the survival drama The Revenant, for which he won the Academy Award for Best Actor, finally, and the comedy dramas Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Don't Look Up. DiCaprio is the founder of, let's see if I pronounce this right, Appian, it's two P's, yeah, Appian Way Productions, production company that has made some of his films and the documentary series Greensburg, and the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, a nonprofit organization devoted to promoting environmental awareness. A United Nations messenger of peace, he regularly supports charitable causes. In 2005, he was named a commander of the Ordre des Arts et des Lettres, forget it. So I only did 1 year French, for his contributions to the arts. And in 2016, he appeared in Time magazine's 100 most influential people in the world. DiCaprio was voted one of the 50 greatest actors of all time in 2022 Readers' Poll by Empire. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. And he's still going, guys. Apparently he's got a movie coming out this year. He's supposed to be really good in it. We'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, for the meantime, okay, I like to go on BuzzFeed.com, help me out with some facts here. And they have 29 facts that will completely alter the way you look at Leonardo DiCaprio. Why 29? I don't know. Maybe they were a fan of, cable TV back in the day, a fan of much music. I don't know. Who knows? But let's get into it. Leo owns a 104-acre island called Black Ador Caye, C-A-Y-E, off the coast of Belize. Listen, I just want to say this. Marlon Brando basically started this trend, okay? Everyone, again, if you're a fellow Italian actor, okay, you gotta love Brando. I mean, Brando's one of my favorites of all time. I mean, he bought an island years ago. He just wanted to get away from it all, and he kind of started a trend there. I mean, a whole bunch of people, like even Johnny Depp, worked with Brando. He bought an island as well, and, yeah. So, I mean, to have your own island, oh, Madonna mia, oh, God. Wake up to the beach every day. I would just fall asleep on the beach every day, just chill, whatever. I mean, that's the life. That's the life, okay? It's not like Survivor. I mean, they're going to actually have, like, real food there and all that, and that's it, Oh, God, we're only on fact number 1. This is awesome. He's turning the island into an eco-friendly resort. All right, there you go. So that's how much he cares about the whole ecosystem. Yeah, like I said before, he's done documentaries and stuff like that, so he's very much into that. So there you go. Why not? But still, I mean, the parties you can have on your own island. I mean, it is awesome. I'm sure, the law is really regulated on islands. Leo was offered the role of Max Dennison in Hocus Pocus, but turned it down for What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Good fucking move. Listen, Hocus Pocus, if that's your thing, cool. That's whatever. I don't know. They made a sequel, I think, last year or something. I think they're going to make another one. I never saw the big deal in this movie. I don't know. Although I'm not going to lie, Sarah Jessica Parker, I don't know, for some reason, in that makeup and the hair, she looks her hottest. I don't know. It is what it is, but I don't know. She married the guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's a whole thing there. Leo can speak fluent German. Okay, I mean, that could come in handy. You're over in Germany, talking to a woman, whatever. Okay. Leo had 3 near-death experiences. Okay, they're not listing which one it is, but, I mean, Okay, let's try to guess. I mean, what they are. Uh, Too much sex with models, maybe. I don't know. Maybe just overexhausted him. Maybe there's a wild animal on the island. Maybe it's kind of like a Lord of the Flies situation. They got to worry about a big pig there. Worst case, they have a good roast. What could be the third one? I don't know. Maybe doing Shutter Island. Yeah. I know a lot of people like that movie. It was predictable. Look, I'll get into it later. Okay, don't worry about it. Leo survived a great white shark attack. Okay, so not only is he rich and famous, he's a superhero too. Okay. Oh, jeez. Leo survived a plane accident. Holy shit. Well, Wolf of Wall Street there, he kind of dodged a bullet. I mean, that's, but that was, the part of the story there. But, okay, let's see what he says here. He says, he told Wire, I was in business class and an engine blew up in front of my eyes. I was sitting there looking out at the wing. Is anybody else thinking the Twilight Zone here? Okay, maybe it's the same animal from the island. Okay. And the entire wing exploded in a fireball. They shut all the engines off. I'm sorry, for a second there I thought Fireball, Italian, Mario. I don't know. Was I the only one? Okay, sorry. Off for a couple of minutes. So you're just sitting there gliding with absolutely no sound, and nobody in the plane was saying anything. It was a surreal experience. They started the engines back up, and we did an emergency landing at JFK. Whew, damn, that is. Listen. They say, flying is the safest way to travel. I think that's bullshit. Because once shit starts blowing up there, it's not like I don't know. You're gonna pull like a Point Break and just jump out. You know what I mean? Like sayonara. But yeah, man, that's okay. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But still, he has his own island. I mean, worst case, you parachute, you land on the island. Victoria's Secret models. Forget it. And then doesn't he have his own boat or something? He has all these parties and shit. It's a good life. Leo survived a skydiving accident. Oh, speak of the devil. He told Wired it was a tandem dive. We pulled the first chute that was knotted up. The gentleman I was with cut it free. We did another free fall for like another 5-10 seconds. I didn't even think about the extra chute, so I thought we were just plummeting to our death. He pulled the second, and that was knotted up too. He just kept shaking it and shaking it in midair. As all my friends were, what felt like half a mile above me, and I'm plummeting towards Earth. He laughs, and he finally unravels it in midair. Okay, so listen, all I'm gonna say is this: if you're living this awesome life, the only reason why you should be on a plane, is going back and forth to your own island. Don't bother skydiving. Make sure make sure there's a launch pad there. You can chill out. None of this. This is too much. I mean, hear about the other movie stars taking up NASCAR racing and shit. You guys are fucking nuts. Leo's middle name is Wilhelm. I said that already, but yeah, you know what? This has to be a fact. That is a cool name, Wilhelm. It's just cool. I don't know. I thought I mentioned it twice. Why not? Leo was named Leonardo because he started kicking furiously in his mom's stomach while she was looking at a Da Vinci painting in Florence. Yeah, Italians, I don't know, man. Like we get very high strung. Yeah, so it gets to a point where it's like, Mom, we gotta, let's get out of here and party. I got my own island. We can do what we want. Leo told NPR, my father tells me that they were on their honeymoon at the Uffizi. I said Uffizi. There you go. Gallery in Florence, I believe. They were looking at the Da Vinci painting, and allegedly I started kicking furiously while my mom was pregnant. And my father took that as a sign, and I suppose DiCaprio wasn't that far from Da Vinci. And so my dad beginning the artist, that is, said, that's our boy's name. There you go. That's it. That's it. Let's give him like 3 kick-ass names. Why not? Why not? The guy on the left is Leo's dad. Okay, well, it's a good thing it's an audio podcast so you can see it. Yeah, so Leo's dad, I don't know, he kind of, I mean, who does he look like? He kind of looks like if, well, he definitely looks Italian, that's for sure. I mean, that long hair, the mustache, and the what do you call it? The extra hair that's underneath the under the lip there. It's connected to the chin. That's an old school Italian, my friend. Yeah, you don't fuck with him. In 2013, Leo donated $3 million to save tigers in Nepal. Now, listen, I love tigers. I love ghost tigers. One of my favorite animals of all time here. Unfortunately, he's in a picture here with Putin. Okay, well, you know, none of us are perfect. But the point is, Leo's dad, I've heard in just as like side jobs, I've heard that he does like extra work, like in other films. Like I don't even think so much in Leo films, just in general. Like he likes doing it. So let's find out more about this Putin picture. In 2010, Vladimir Putin called Leo a real man at the International Tire Convention Forum in St. Petersburg. They both love tigers. Okay, well, let's hope that's where the comparisons end. At the end of 2019, Leo saved a stranger who fell overboard on a yacht in the Caribbean. Okay. And it appears by the picture here, they're both, very good-looking blondes. So, like, ladies and gentlemen, I believe in like past lives and all that. I'm assuming that Leonardo DiCaprio probably in a past life was probably an Italian fireman or something. Maybe he died during the shift or something, or he just did something very heroic back in the day, and he's been very much rewarded in this life. This is. I mean, sometimes literally, if you're a movie star, things just fall in your lap anyway. In this case, 2 blondes. But what's it say here? Leo was vacationing in St. Bart's when a distress call went out about a man falling overboard on a Club Med yacht. The people on Leo's boat decided to join the search and eventually found him. Okay, so they showed a picture here with him and 2 blondes in a boat here, okay? But, it's very possible that he saved the guy and said, listen, I have 2 daughters. They're very lovely, and then he went to his 2 daughters. Listen, some guy named Leo saved me. I don't know. Would you like to meet him? He seems like a nice guy. He was on Growing Pains. It was a whole thing. So there you go. I mean, I think it's possible. James Cameron drew Rose's portrait in Titanic, not Leo. Okay, so there's something finally Leonardo DiCaprio can't do. Okay, thank God. Leo owns a giant pet tortoise that could live up to 80 years old. Wow. Okay, so again, going back to the whole Ninja Turtle joke there, do you think that's part of it? Or, because, judging by I'm assuming this is the picture of the turtle in the picture. It looks like it's a third there, so maybe a couple more canisters of ooze, and I don't know. Leo's got a new friend. Leo and Kate Winslet paid for the nursing home fees for the last Titanic survivor. That's nice. That's nice. I like that. That is We're gonna get more into the Titanic later and what's been going on lately. You'll see. In 2013, Leo donated $61,000 to gay rights. Okay, so he basically just gave what was in his pocket. Leo will be one of the first space tourists. He bought a $250,000 ticket to fly on Virgin's or Galactic's. Sorry, I just had some pasta there. Yeah, that's how Italian I am. Trips to space. The trips are 90 minutes long. This is, come on. What did we just talk about, Leo? Stop taking chances. Come on. I mean, crazy chances. I mean, not like chances like, I bet I can have, sex with the whole, Sports Illustrated, magazine, everybody in there, like in one day challenge. I'm talking about just, risking your life here. I mean, this is just, okay, you want to go to space, whatever, fine. It's, whatever. It says here, a Russian billionaire spent 1.5 million in an auction to go with him. Okay, well, okay, so, he's got many questions about the whole Titanic and, could, the woman, moved over on the raft so Leo could live too. I don't know. I mean, is it worth 1.5 million? I don't think so. In 2011, Leo paid 1.2 million for a Salvador Dali painting. That is one of the best mustaches of all time. Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, it's a good investment. Leo's first agent wanted him to change his name to Lenny Williams because they thought his name was a little too ethnic. Disgraziato. Are you, come on, really? Yeah, you see even the car out there agrees with me. I mean, Williams, yeah, that's real original. Ugh, schmuck. In 2014, Leo donated $3 million to save ocean wildlife. Well, he's definitely gonna need a lot more than that. But again, that's nice. It's listen, it's pretty obvious at this point that he cares a lot about the environment, which is nice. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Today's whatever for tomorrow's thing. So yeah, why not? It's a nice thing. A woman slashed Leo's face at a party in 2005 and ended up going to prison for 2 years because of it. Cunt. In 2006, Nick Cage outbid Leo for a dinosaur skull. In 2015, Nick Cage had to return it because it was stolen. Dickhead. It was a Tyrannosaurus batter skull. Who cares? Leo launched a coronavirus relief fund. He and Lauren Powell Jobs donated a combined $5 million to it. How much money does this guy have? Holy shit! This is damn. I mean, his own island. It's just yeah. Here, keep the change. In 2019, Leo's environmental organization donated $5 million to battle the fires in the Amazon. That's good. I mean, listen, we all know what's going on with these wildfires today. I mean, I live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Some days it's a beautiful day. Some days you go out there, it's like fucking like a Keith Richards shirt. I mean, it is just brutal, absolutely brutal. I mean, they say in some cases it's like smoking, if you're out there long enough, smoking like 30 packs or something. I mean, it's pretty crazy, But is it going to stop me from smoking, a cigarette here and there and some weed? No, of course not. 2020, Leo's environmental organization donated another $3 million to Australia's fire relief funds. That's nice. So he keeps giving. I like that. But again, I mean, we gotta, listen. If you're some asshole out there, going in the woods and whatever, having your rendezvous, just make sure you pick up your roaches and butts, eh? I mean, this is gonna, because that's how this shit started. It's not like a fucking. Porcupines in there, rubbing two sticks, so, come on, man. Pick up after yourself. Come on, you're better than that. In 2017, Leo said he would donate $20 million to climate change charities. Holy fucking shit, Jesus Christ. Wow. Damn, $20 million, holy cow. I mean, listen, a lot of people think climate change is bullshit. Listen, I live in Toronto, like I just mentioned about 36 seconds ago. It's no bullshit, okay? I don't remember being this hot back in the day. Same thing in the winters. I mean, we've gotten a few snowfalls here and there, December, January, February, and Yeah, so climate change is real. So, if he wants to donate to that, that's awesome. In 2001, 28 barbers were arrested in Afghanistan for giving men the Titanic haircut. The style was banned by the Taliban. Huh. I mean, anybody that knows me, I haven't had to worry about a barber for quite some time. But, yeah. I remember that whole look, the whole kind of like long, stringy look, like in the 90s. I mean, there'd even be points where you would like have that part on top and then shave the sides. And I don't know. Listen, I get it, guys. You're jealous of Leo's, lifestyle, and like who wouldn't be? But at the same time, don't be a hater. Leo's nickname for Brad Pitt is Lover. Wow. It says it's a bit confusing, but I roll with it, Brad said. Well, I got that right. Okay, well, I mean, moving on. Leo is older than his current girlfriend's mother. Yeah, no shit. Leo is dating Camelia Moroni. She's 22. He's 45. Her mom is 44. The mom is the brunette in this picture, as you can clearly see on this audio podcast. They are both really hot. Is the mother single? No? Okay, we'll find out. The point is, yes. So this is a good segue into, what I said before about the 25 and under joke there. Okay, so listen, there's no stranger that, Leonardo DiCaprio likes to date younger women, but then somebody did a survey online or some kind of chart, and it turns out, yeah, he definitely, like most bars in the world, there is, a legal age limit. So, he doesn't seem to date women that are under the age of 25. So I just did a little quick Google search here, and there's a lot of shit about this, but I found one picture here. So when he was, looked like in his early 20s. When he was 20. I'm sorry. There you go. Dated a girl 17. Okay, that's fine, whatever. And then he appeared to have dated Naomi Campbell when I think they were both about 25. Yeah, she's 25. That seems to be the cutoff. Then another woman, she was 22. Next one was 24, and 25, 23, 25, 24, 23, 25. I feel like I'm reading the lottery. 24 and 21 recently, just about, looks like about 2018, 19, something like that. So at the time, Leo was 43, 44, something like that. So, okay, listen. I must tell you is this, okay? Like, in today's world, whatever, everything's online. Yeah, people are going to judge him. But, let's just be honest, ladies and gentlemen, okay? It's not like he's, pulling Chris D'Elia here, okay? Trying to start a cult and all that and whatever. He likes younger women. That's it. I mean, and let's be honest. I mean, if you're a famous guy out there, are you not going to date a woman who's maybe not becoming an actress or model and in her younger 20s, and people are just judging him because he's older. Who cares? Listen, in Italian culture, this is very common. Okay, European culture, it's just the way it is. Okay, and let's be honest with ourselves, ladies. Okay, if the roles were reversed, you'd go out with a younger guy too. Okay, and I'm not judging. We're not judging. Well, some of us are, but yeah, I'm not. I don't care. As long as you're happy, that's all. But you gotta. But it is funny. Like after 25, he does cut it off. He will get some shit for that. But at the same time, what are you gonna do? He's a star. Exactly. Thank you, Carr. He can do what he wants. That's all. It's I don't know, a lot of traffic today. I don't know why. I don't know. People are lining up to go to the island there. The point is, it's. Whatever, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, is he the first actor of all time to date a younger woman? I mean, okay, whatever, But I think they're just giving him more shit because it just seems to be 25 is the cutoff. It's, I don't know, it's almost like he's, not there when, she's blowing out the candles, at 26, so. But then I heard a recent thing that he's going back with an ex or something like that, and then she's over, 25, so I don't know. I also heard another funny story that he asked out an Indian woman, and the Indian woman said no. And I thought to myself, first of all, like I don't care how racist this sounds. I've been out with Indian women. They don't play that shit. Okay, that's for sure. Like like an Indian woman really has to be into you. It's kind of like what Chris Rock said about black women liking white guys. I mean, they really have to be into you. Okay, now I've been able to cross that barrier a few times, but it's rare. I don't know where I'm going with this, but the point is, listen, the guy's a star. He can date whoever he wants, okay? So again, it's not like, these women are like fucking 15 and, he's going to Epstein Island. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's it. It's fine. I don't see a problem with it, I mean, again, if the roles were reversed with women, they do the same thing. We're not judging you. Don't judge us. That's all. We're guys. We're just trying to, have fun on our own private island. That's all. Like, what's the big deal? Come on. Jesus. And ladies and gentlemen, those are 29 facts about Leonardo DiCaprio. Could there be more coming up? I don't know, probably. But I like to go on imdb.com and talk about all his movies from the beginning to the recent, okay? Why I don't go on Rotten Tomatoes, okay? I'm going to build up the whole stereotype talking about an Italian actor. And at the same time, I got to talk about tomatoes, okay? Fuck that. So, here we go. Now, according to this, IMDb, Leonardo DiCaprio's first role ever was a TV show in 1979 called Romper Room. Now, I remember this show. This was a kid's show. Okay, good little show. Had all these weird, like, puppets and shit. And I'm pretty sure that's the same bee from the honey container. But the point is, it was a pretty trippy show. Most of these shows were, because it wasn't CGI and it was real live people in puppets and costumes, and it was just fucking weird. By the way, speaking of people in costumes and all that, I'd like to give a shout out to Paul Rubens, who we recently just passed. I just want to say, man, I grew up loving Pee Wee Herman. I think he was always a great actor. I love him. Pee-wee's Playhouse, if you ever have the chance, watch that show. I mean, you gotta keep in mind, like, this aired, like, during, the late 80s, early 90s, whatever, and this show was a fucking trip and a half. So, and also, he was in the movie Blow. He was great in that. He really showed, like, how much of a great actor he was. He wasn't just Pee Wee Herman. He was, just a really good dude. And, yeah, I mean, that was definitely part of my childhood, Pee-wee's Playhouse. I mean, that was just a trip. So if you got the chance, watch those episodes. I'm going to have to go back myself. And, of course, the movies, the Pee-wee movies there. Everything I think of Tequila, I just think of him, like, dancing on the bar there. But, yeah, man, I can't believe he was 70. I mean, I didn't peg him to be that old, but... yeah, he suffered from, I think, cancer, and he kept it quiet, and so he's definitely going to be missed. So, Paul Rubens, rest in peace to you, man. Thank you very much for entertaining my childhood. I really appreciate it. But anyways, Romper Room, it says here, a 1953 to 1994. Wow, it aired that long, eh? Holy shit. Children's TV show that used hosts, puppets, games, music, short cartoons, and educational segments to teach a variety of subjects to preschool children. So yeah, it was kind of like Sesame Street. It's kind of like there's Legos, and then there's those stupid blocks that nobody cares about. But I'm not comparing blocks to this show. I mean, this show is actually pretty good. I don't know. I don't know why why would a cat need glasses? Who knows? But I don't know, why does Donatello need glasses and all these, like, recent Ninja Turtle things? I fuck knows, I don't know. But the point is, so he's probably one of the kids in the show, I assume. And, I mean, I'm sure you can catch clips of this on YouTube, and there you go. So, yeah, I mean, keep in mind, most kid actors do start off with stuff like this, so there you go. Then he was in one, he was only in one episode of Romper Room, so yeah, so there you go. That's cool, I never knew that. Then he was in one episode of The Outsiders TV show, which I'm going to be completely honest with you, I had no idea they made an Outsiders TV show. Yeah, they made it in 1990. Okay. About, what was it, like 10 years later after the movie. But listen, the movie kicks ass. It's one of my favorites. I mean, the cast is just phenomenal. I mean, in the movie, I don't know who was in a TV show, but yeah, it says here he was a kid fighting scout. So he was only in one episode. But yeah, I mean, judging by the poster, it doesn't look like they put that much effort into the show. But yeah, I don't really recognize anybody. Oh, David Arquette was in there. There we go. Billy Bob Thornton was in this. Sean Kanan was in this. Patricia Arquette. Ed O'Ross. Shit, okay. Yeah, I did not know they made a TV show. I don't think it lasted that long here. Yeah, I don't know. It got a pretty decent rating though, 7.3 out of 10, so that's not bad. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, like check out the movie, absolutely. But yeah, he was in the show. Then he was in a TV show called Santa Barbara. I do remember this show. I never watched it, so I don't know. I think it was like a soap opera or something. Yeah. So, and then he was in a couple episodes of New Lassie, which if you don't know, Lassie was a dog, would save a bunch of people that were just out of it, and apparently, I don't know, I guess the old one died, and they made the new one. So there you go. And then he was in a video called Street Safe, Street Smart. Yeah, they had a lot of these weird educational videos growing up, whatever. Yeah, so there you go. Then, yeah, this was interesting. He was in one episode of Roseanne. He was in one of the kids' classrooms, whatever. Just I think he had a few lines in there, whatever. But yeah, Roseanne, great show. I mean, Roseanne today, I don't know, man. She's a I want to believe that, again, this is classic Roseanne, what she's doing recently. She's, going on a little bit of a tirade recently. But again, this is just Roseanne. This is just her being her, just breaking balls, whatever. So I don't know. It is what it is. She shouldn't have said that shit on Twitter there about the woman there. That was a bad move. But, ended up costing her the show there. But yeah, so there you go. He was in a show called Parenthood. He was in 12 episodes of that. Was Parenthood a movie? Yeah, it was. That's what I thought. Yeah. Based on the 1989 Ron Howard film of the same name. Yeah, I once. Yeah. So again, guys, the 90s was a very weird time in the sense where, like, people were just deciding, all these shows from the 70s, 80s, and let's make them into a TV show. I mean, they even made a TV show about Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Jennifer Aniston was in it. Yeah, these are facts. Look it up. So yeah, I mean, most of them weren't that good, So I don't know. What are you gonna do? Critters 3. They made a Critters 3, really? Fuck, I didn't even know that. I remember the first one. The second one, I don't know. Third one, yeah, so he was in that one. All right. Okay. Poison Ivy. Okay, so this is what we call an erotic thriller. And most erotic thrillers, I think only guys can enjoy them. That's why it has a 5.4 rating out of 10. I recommend it. I mean, this is when I was pretty much first introduced to Drew Barrymore, and holy cow. But yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio is literally barely in this movie. I mean, apparently he was supposed to have more of a speaking role or something, but literally, like if you blink, you'll miss him. There's some kids running from a classroom or something, and he's in it for like literally maybe 1.5 seconds. That's it. Like, and yeah, in the theatric version, I don't think he said anything, but hey, if you're a fan of Drew Barrymore there, and and if you're a fan of that guy from Top Gun there, you'll like this movie. You'll like this movie. So, like I said before, I was introduced to Leo mostly through Basketball Diaries. We'll get into that in a bit. But before that, he was in a little show called Growing Pains. As long as we keep on living. Baby, you and me, We gotta be sharing the laughter in love. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, so he kind of joined the cast like, when the show was this is classic 90s 80s stuff where they would have a TV show for a while, and then all of a sudden they would like introduce a kid, like the family would like adopt a kid or something, or like the kid would be in one episode and oh my god, oh my parents left me, okay, oh, who's gonna take care of me? Oh, we'll take care of you, you're the new son of the show. So that's basically what he was, and like he was good in this, don't get me wrong. I saw a few episodes here and there, and that was good. Yeah, it was a good little show. Alan Thicke, who passed away a few years ago, rest in peace. He was awesome. Who is Robin Thicke's father? Robin Thicke, we all know. Blurred Lines, and just as a side note, I want to say that song sounds nothing like the Marvin Gaye song. I think I've mentioned this before, but I always thought that was. I'm going to go on a tirade here, but. I always thought that lawsuit was bullshit. I mean, like, if Marvin Gaye was alive today, he'd be praising all these guys, for, I don't know, I don't want to say mimicking, but, just going along with the same style or whatever. But I don't know, like, if you sue that guy for that song, you got to sue a lot of other people, man. I don't get, like, I would like to know the Gaye family's, net worth before the lawsuit. That's all I'm going to say. And then recently, they tried to sue Ed Sheeran because they said one of his songs sounded like "Let's Get It On." It sounds nothing like "Let's Get It On," and he ended up winning that lawsuit. And he even said, if I lose this lawsuit, I'm gonna quit music. And he didn't lose it, so good. I like Ed Sheeran; he's a good dude. As a side note, it's just kind of embarrassing to admit, but I honestly thought when I first heard of Ed Sheeran, I swear to God, I thought he was the lead singer from Fall Out Boy. I don't know, maybe he lost weight or whatever, but the point is, Growing Pains is a good little show. So I think it's kind of pretty much introduced Leo to the world. Basically, I mean, this is his first real major thing that he was in, because he had a lot of good, dramatic scenes in this one. So there you go. Then he did a movie after called This Boy's Life. Okay, so another dream when you're an Italian upcoming actor is 1, work with Martin Scorsese, and 2, work with Robert De Niro. Okay, and he did. And Leonardo DiCaprio was he was at some award show. I think it was honoring De Niro or something like that. And he even said him and his dad would go see Midnight Run, and his dad would tell him, look at this actor here, Robert De Niro, this guy is awesome, so for him to, go from that to act with Robert De Niro is life doesn't get any better, man. I mean, it's great. The movie says the story is about a relationship between the rebellious 1950s teenager and his abusive stepfather, based on the memoirs of writer and literature professor Tobias Wolff. Now, this is a really good movie, very underrated. I haven't watched it in a while. Obviously, what can you say about De Niro? I mean, I haven't done a podcast on him yet, but I will. Don't worry. We're getting there. Baby steps. Ellen Barkin, who I don't think is aged at all. I mean, she still looks phenomenal. She's a great actress as well. So for Leo to work with both these people is just a blessing. I mean, that's awesome. Apparently, Alicia Dushku was in this movie too. Really? She was in that too? Wow, okay. Chris Cooper, Carla Gugino, Kathy Kenny, Tobey Maguire, who... him and Toby kind of grew up together on the whole acting thing there, and they're still very close friends. So this is a really good movie. I don't remember a lot of it because I haven't seen it in a while, but De Niro's character is just a prick. I mean, you can tell from the haircut, but it's a pretty good movie. So again, this, doing Growing Pains, This Boy's Life, he's on his way. Okay, so I definitely check out that movie. Then he did another movie same year called What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Okay, so this movie, it's pretty good. Very, very sad in parts. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that ending is just Oh, jeez. I don't want to even give it away. If you haven't seen the movie, go see the movie. But yeah, that ending is just like, oh shit, really? They did that? That's crazy. So, it's about a young man in a small Midwestern town struggling to care for his mentally disabled younger brother and morbidly obese mother while attempting to pursue his own happiness. Now, that's based on Johnny Depp's character. So again, he's already working with, Johnny Depp, again, he's kind of an up-and-comer, like in this movie as well. So him and Leo, they got that in common in this movie. Juliette Lewis, who is awesome in everything she does. If you got the chance, watch the new show, Yellow Jackets. She's really good in that. Mary Steenburgen, Darlene Cates, Laura Harrington, Kevin Tiki, who a lot of people will know for Roadhouse. I know you. Mary Kate. I'm gonna fuck up this name. Sherelle Harded. John C. I totally forgot John C. Reilly was in this. I totally forgot Christopher Glover was in this movie too. He's a little nuts, but whatever. And no, that wasn't him playing the father in Back to the Future 2. It was an actor that looked just like him. He wanted more money. They didn't give it to him. There was a whole fucking thing there. I'll do a thing on Back to the Future one day. But the point is, this is a really good movie. I heard just recently that Johnny Depp would actually tease the fuck out of Leonardo DiCaprio and today he really regrets doing that. I don't know. Maybe he did it just to kind of poke the bear or whatever. Because Leo's role in this, he plays immensely, like a mentally challenged person. Again, man, I don't even know if you can make this movie today. You got Leo playing, his part. You got, the actress here, dealing with, obesity and all that. And I don't know, man. I don't think you can make this movie today. But again, it's a shame because the performances in this movie are just excellent. So I don't want to give a lot away. It's one of those movies you should see for yourself. And two, I don't remember a lot of it because I haven't seen it probably since the mid '90s. So, but I do remember it was a very good movie. And yeah, that ending, you'll see when you get there. So another great one, great cast. Check that one out. Then he did a movie called A Foot Shooting Party. Which is kind of ironic because then years later he works with Quentin Tarantino. A lead singer of a band gets drafted for a war in Vietnam, so as not to break up the band, he decides to shoot his own foot. I've never heard of this movie, and it's rated 5.1 out of 10, so I don't think a lot of people have anyway. Jake Busey, which is Gary Busey's son there. Michael Ramport's in there. There you go. Always like when he goes on his tirades. I've never heard of this movie. Never heard of it. No idea. But like I said, didn't get the best rating, so I don't know. The guy in the movie poster seems to have the same haircut as Kramer. But other than that, I don't know. So then 1995 happens, okay, and like I played the clip before in the beginning of the podcast here, like I said, that scene is just insane. That happens more like the end of the movie, whatever, and again, I don't want to give a lot away about this movie, but it's a little movie called The Basketball Diaries, okay? So I always say this to people. I say, if you ever think about doing heavy drugs, okay, watch two movies, The Basketball Diaries and Requiem of a Dream. And if you still want to do heavy drugs, then there's something mentally wrong with you. Check yourself into a mental hospital and get yourself checked out. Because after seeing these two movies, I wouldn't want to do any of this shit. Also keep in mind The Basketball Diaries is based on a true story. It says here, a teenager finds his dreams of becoming a basketball star threatened after he free falls into a harrowing world of drug addiction. Now, that is just putting it lightly. There's again, that's one of the more brutal scenes where, let me explain what happened. So at the end the movie there, obviously, some shit goes down. I don't want to say whatever, but Leo's at the door with his mother, who obviously wants nothing to do with him at this point, who's played by Lorena Bronco, who we all know from Sopranos as Dr. Melfi. And he just desperately just needs some money. I mean, who knows if he's going to use the money for drugs or he's actually going to use the money to get out of town, to get out of the situation. I mean, more than likely, it'll probably just be for drugs. He just wants to drown himself out, But this is a tough watch, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it gets pretty brutal in parts. I mean, yeah. I haven't watched this movie in a while, but yeah, oh, it's pretty crazy. Also, Mark Wahlberg's in this movie too, and he was at the time, doing the whole, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch thing, and he was kind of just starting his acting career as well. So people were like, oh, the Calvin Klein underwear model is going to act too in this movie, and you got Leo, who we barely know too, and so it was on these up and coming guys, but they absolutely killed it. I mean, same thing with Mark Wahlberg. I mean, he did a great job in this one too. I mean, his character is just I don't know, one of these like tough assholes that just I don't know, just needs to do everything the hard way, but definitely cost him. Bruno Kirby, who passed away a few years ago, he plays their gym teacher, and again, I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. I don't want to give a lot away because you should see this movie just for itself. But I mean, he's part of the crew there in Godfather 2. And yeah, like he plays kind of a disturbing, role as well. Michael Imperioli's in this movie too. He plays Leo's buddy. He's got a lot of powerful scenes in this one too. This is Julia Lewis is in this movie too as well. Ernie Hudson, who this might be one of Ernie Hudson's best roles he ever did. I mean, obviously we all know him and love him from Ghostbusters, but I mean, like he shows in this one, like he's a really good actor. He tries to get Leo's character clean and all that, and it's a tough watch at times to watch this movie because you're really just watching this movie and you're like, oh my god, like this kid had like the best opportunity and he's just blown it all away because of drugs, and you're like, why? And like if you don't have that mentality, I guess you never fully will understand. I mean, me personally, I've never done heavy drugs. I smoke weed here and there still, and tried hash a couple times when I was younger, but that's it. I've never had the desire to, do heroin or coke, or, I mean, coke to me is like the asshole drug. I mean, especially now, I mean, today with, all this fentanyl going out and just a little dose will kill you, and it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, these guys were, they just didn't give a shit. All they cared about was getting high. And, that's that was basically the only thing that was keeping these guys alive here. And James Madio was in this movie, and it's kind of a weird and funny scene in this movie where like they're all sharing needles, and at one point they have like a bottle of wine or something, and so they don't give a shit about sharing needles because right there you could just die from that, but like he takes the bottle of wine from somebody, and like he wipes the top. You wipe the top because you think you're getting rid of germs or something. And the one guy even tells him, he's like why so you don't care about sharing needles, but you care about our saliva or whatever. Like it was just stupid. Like I mean, and these guys' mentality was just all over the place. And the one writer, I believe, who the one scene where he's getting high in whatever, it's like a crack house or something. The one actor there, and he's like describing how the incense used to smell like weed, and that's the actual writer in real life. I think he made a little cameo in that movie. But yeah, this movie is, like I said, you want everyone to get scared off drugs, watch this movie. And Leo, you got to give him a lot of props on this one. This is one of my favorites by Leo. I think it's one of his best performances ever. I mean, he gave a fucking powerful performance, man. I mean, and again, like the speech he gives at the end is really good. But yeah, absolutely check out this movie. I mean, it is just a great performance by Leo, and it really shows that, I mean, he's done his roles here and there, whatever, as a kid, and but I mean, this one's like he's taking it to the next level. Like he's serious about this. So if you haven't seen Basketball Diaries, I mean, out of all the movies I'm going to recommend you here, I mean, obviously I recommend quite a few here, but yeah, I mean, if you want to see a really strong performance by Leonardo DiCaprio, absolutely see this one. This is, yeah, you definitely will not forget this one, for sure. Then in the same year, he came out with The Quick and the Dead, which is a pretty good movie too. Yeah, Yeah, they only give it a 6.5 rating out of 10. I mean, like, it's not much of a story. I mean, it says here, a female gunfighter returns to a frontier town where a dueling tournament is being held, which she enters in an effort to avenge her father's death. Okay, so, before Kill Bill, there was The Quick and the Dead, and that female was played by Sharon Stone. Interesting enough, just a side note, Russell Crowe was in this movie. Sharon Stone had a lot with Russell Crowe getting this movie as well. This is one of the first movies I ever saw him in as well. So, but look at this cast, guys. I mean, you got Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, Russell Crowe, obviously Leonardo DiCaprio, Tobin Bell, Robert Blossom, Kevin Conway, Keith David, Pat Hingle, Lance Hendrickson, Gary Sinise, Mark Boone Jr., Olivia Burnett, Faye Masterson. Crazy cast. I mean, pretty insane cast of people. And Leo's kind of just like the young guy that's like, I know everything. I know, I'm the best up and comer here. Blah 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 blah. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel 6.5 is kind of a low rating. I mean, it's not like the best Western, obviously. I mean, today you look at the movie and you're like, oh my God, like all these people were in one movie together. This is pretty crazy. So, yeah, I would still check it out. Director Sam Raimi, I think we all know who he is. So, yeah, I would still check it out. Gene Hackman, we miss you, man. I know you retired years ago, but I mean, I don't know, man. It's I heard he's like just busy painting these days. He lives in Mexico, just chilling. That's it. And then I heard a story. I don't know. Some guy tried to test him at the airport and he beat the shit out of him. Boy, of course he did. He's Gene Hackman. He beat anybody up. But if you have the chance, check out this movie. Then he did a movie called Total Eclipse. Total Eclipse, eh? Okay. I never heard of this movie either. Young wild poet Arthur Rimbaud, and his mentor Paul Verlaine, there you go, engaged in a fierce, forbidden romance while feeling the effects of a hellish artistic lifestyle. I never heard of this one. Not the best rating, 6.5 again, but all right. Then he did a movie in 1996 called Romeo plus Juliet, or Romeo and Juliet. So, obviously, it's based on the Shakespeare play. A famous play is updated to a hip modern suburb of Verona, still retaining its original dialogue. There you go. So, this is like, one of these movies where, I mean, it's basically like Shakespeare meets the 90s. That's the best way I can, describe it. I mean, the 90s, a lot of like, you see a lot of these movies that were, I'm watching the trailer here. I could have sworn I just saw Paul Rudd. Anyway, yeah, it is Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is in he's an astronaut? What the fuck? Okay, so anyways, John Leguizamo was in that too. There you go. The point is, it's the same director who did, I believe he did the recent Elvis movie, right? Didn't he? Yeah. He did Great Gatsby. We'll get into that in a bit. So, he makes he takes these stories that people know and, he just makes it kind of larger than life, which is pretty cool. I mean, visually, this movie looks awesome. I thought it was all right. I thought it was a good little movie. Also, keep in mind at this point, I just want to say this. I don't know if you guys have figured this out yet, but the ladies love Leo. I mean, it is insane. I remember being in grade, actually, it would have been this year. Yeah, 90, I was in grade 9, 95, 96. Yeah, so we had this art teacher, and he was very much like an art teacher. Like he almost looked like a kind of a younger, taller version of Iggy Pop, sort of, and he's it was a good dude. And but he brought it like he said, I worked with Leonardo DiCaprio, and I have pictures of him in it, and all the ladies just went nuts. So here, all the guys were just sitting there like, what the fuck is the big deal? Who cares? And we're and it was just funny because there's a scene where he's at his desk and he's got this huge photo album of Leonardo DiCaprio. and all his pictures and all his buddies and all that, and all the girls are just swarming. Just, it's like a beehive of women just looking at these pictures like they're, fucking, the Holy Grail. And like he's showing all the pictures, and it's just Leo in like a party atmosphere or whatever, just hanging with his boys. And like, I remember even the teacher said, like, oh yeah, he was the more mature one, like his friends are more, like whatever, and let's be honest, like for the most part, that always seems to be the case. You know what I mean? Like, it's, like if you're, let's say, the leader of your entourage, whatever, you're the one that's got to be more mature about everything. The story, whatever. We also the Mark Wahlberg show, and yeah. So at this time, I mean, you really like, it was insane. Like they loved Leo was the heartthrob. This guy was on like every magazine. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. So. Yeah, I mean, this movie helped that more because it was more like of a, romantic. Obviously, we all know the story of Romeo and Juliet. The Capulets and the Montagues and all that. So, yeah, it's a good little movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. A good little cast of people too. Like I said, John Leguizamo's in it. I always liked him. Even as Luigi. Okay, I still like that old Mario movie. Maybe it's a nostalgic thing, whatever. But I'm just saying. Claire Danes, Harold Perrineau, who, we all know him from Oz there. That's a crazy show. Pete Postel, I'm going to fuck up this name. I don't want to fuck up his name because this guy passed away a few years ago, and I still believe he can kick my ass. Pete Postel, wait, there you go. Paul Sorvino, yes, that was Paul Rudd in the movie. Oh, shit, okay. Brian Dennehy, Von D. Curtis Hall, Jesse Bradford, Emmett Walsh. Good little cast, guys. I mean, good little movies. Like I said, he creates this kind of, world. It's almost like, I don't know, who can I compare it to? I mean, it's like when you watch a Tim Burton movie and all the, the colors and everything just comes to life. It's sort of like that a little bit, but just more, R-rated. That's all. So if you got the chance to check out this movie called Romeo plus Juliet. Then he did another movie called Marvin's Room. Now, before the Drake song, there was a movie called this. It got a decent rating. I don't really remember a lot about it, to be honest with you. After 17 years, a fiercely independent woman and her rebellious son return home, and together they turn the family she left behind upside down. Oh, boy. How many times has this happened to us? Okay. But again, listen, he gets to work with Meryl Streep, Diane Keaton, again with Robert De Niro. Okay? Hey, forget it. Sometimes you just, like even a movie's okay, whatever. I mean, you hear the cat. Like, if you're an upcoming actor and you're like, wow, I got the chance to work with all these people. Fuck, who gives a shit if the movie's not that well received or whatever? Like, who cares? I mean, it's got a decent rating, whatever, but still, you're working with these people. So why not? I mean, like I said, I don't really remember a lot about this movie. So if you want, check it out. But it's up to you. So I think, so far so good with Mr. Leo, right? Okay, he's done some good movies, some cool flicks, whatever, He's trying to, keep us off drugs and, remind us that just because you fall in love with a woman named Juliet, that doesn't mean it's going to end well. No, it won't end well, trust me. But anyways, so in 1997, he teams up with one of the best people of all time, James Cameron, and he makes a little movie called Titanic. Now, the rating is 7.9 out of 10. Just give it an 8, okay? I mean, just stop it. Like, this 0.1 shit. Come on, stop it. Stop it. Now, James Cameron, he's going to go all out with a story like this. Writer and the director, obviously. Says here, a 17-year-old aristocrat falls in love with a kind but poor artist aboard the luxurious, ill-fated RMS Titanic. Now, I gotta say, this movie does kick ass, but I mean, for the most part, it is kind of a Titanic rom-com. Okay, I mean, when this movie came out, it was huge. Okay, everybody was anticipating, going to see this movie. I think it's one of the biggest VHSs sold of all time because it came with like this double disc or double disc. It wasn't even available yet. A double tape, which I'm not going to explain to a millennial what a tape is, but yeah, I mean this movie was absolutely huge. I mean the runtime is 3 hours and 14 minutes. The budget on this movie was $200 million, and keep in mind this is 1997. Okay. But when you got James Cameron backing you up, I think you're definitely going to get your money's worth. So, opening weekend U.S. and Canada only made 28 million, which is kind of shocking. Gross U.S. Canada was $674 million, and the worldwide gross was $2.2 billion. 64,743,305 dollars, which I believe is still one of the top 5 grossing movies of all time. And again, this was all in 1997. This is before the Marvel, I said it classy there, universe, kicked into gear. Okay, so yeah. Now we all know the story about Titanic, them hitting the iceberg there. No known survivors. No. I'm sorry. What am I saying? No. There were survivors. I'm sorry. My bad. They said the one woman before and a few others, I believe. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, this was a huge disaster, guys. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. So Leo. Now, apparently it was supposed to be Claire Danes and not Kate Winslet, but Claire Danes didn't want to work with Leonardo DiCaprio again, which I believe at the time was the only woman that didn't want to work with Leonardo DiCaprio. Billy Zane, representing for the Greeks, I like that. Kathy Bates. It's Bill Paxton, of course. He's telling the story there. So Victor Garberl, Canadian boy, nice. David Warner. So a great little cast, guys. Okay, so basically, the story itself is not true. Apparently, I'm sorry to disappoint a lot of ladies out there. It's not true, but obviously the Titanic story is true. Again, I haven't seen this movie in a while. I'm one of these people. Just watch the last half hour. That's where everything happens. That's where all the cool special effects happen. Before that, it's just a love story. If you're into that, whatever. If you're into steamy, sexy, hot sex scenes in cars, and it does fog up, man. And yeah, I've been there, made out and done giggity in cars, and yeah, it'll steam up, man. It gets hot, you gotta roll down the window. Yeah, that's how old I am. So no, because you gotta turn off the car, even if it's automatic. It's a whole thing, whatever. The point is, yeah, and then drawing, women naked, it's always good for a first date. So, yeah. One thing they said at one point when they showed Leonardo DiCaprio's character at kind of like the landing of the stairs, they show a time, and that was the exact time that the Titanic did hit the iceberg. I think they did that on purpose. I heard a couple rumors too that at one point there was like obviously it's an old movie, so you can't really get that many advertisements in like an old period piece like this. I heard that there was one scene that there was like a Nike check, the Nike shoe check in there. I couldn't find anything about that, so if anybody can clarify for that for me, that'd be cool. Also a scene where somebody gives the finger, and they said the finger wasn't done at that time, but then apparently people have done their research, and yeah, people did give the finger at that time. So yeah. One story I definitely find fascinating is I just found this out recently. Apparently, on set, somebody dosed some kind of food. I think it was soup, part of the crafts table, with like some kind of hallucinogen or something like that, and everybody was just fucked up, and including James Cameron. Okay, James Cameron. And then at one point, like I think someone came up to him and said, like, "Are you okay, sir?" He's like, "Yeah." And James Cameron is. It's so gangster. James Cameron is. He like apparently he did it before, I think, and it was one of those things that he just hit him, and like he just realized like he just has to ride with it. He's like, "Don't worry, I'm just gonna ride with it." He had like a 6-pack. And he's just like, I don't know if they were still working on that day or the show was, or I think they were still actually taping that day while everyone's just high out of their minds. And to this day, they still haven't found out who dosed the food, whatever. So, but this is how badly he wanted to make Titanic. And yeah, it is a pretty phenomenal movie. I mean, everything that they did, do with this movie. And again, in 1997, I do stress that a lot. But yeah, I mean, this is, they put a lot into it and, got a lot back. So, yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, Leo did a great job with it. It's always interesting, like that old story, like a rich woman falls in love with, guy, he doesn't have that much. And whatever, he's a good dancer, But then again, if he looks like Leo, there's probably a good chance he's going to get laid anyway. So there you go. Yeah, good little movie. So. Yeah, I forgot about the 3 Hours to Kill. I mean, if you're a Martin Scorsese fan, you're used to that time anyway, so don't worry about that. But yeah, this was a pretty crazy movie. And I will say this, okay, because I've been dying to put in my 2 cents into this. And there've been many shows about this topic. Now, at the end, okay, we all know what happens, I think, right? Kate Winslet's character there, she's, sitting on the board and I don't know, man. There seems to be plenty of room for Leo. Leo's just freezing his ass off in the water. I mean, he's doing the whole polar bear plunge, whatever, and I don't know, at one point he just freezes and he just goes in the water there. And, we're all thinking, man, you could move your ass over and, Leo could have been saved too, so I think people miss the whole point of that movie is that like the whole chivalry, is dead thing and women killed it. That's what Dave Chappelle said. I happen to agree with that a little bit. The point is, but that's the whole point of the movie, ladies and gentlemen, is that it doesn't matter if you could fit on the board or not. First of all, it's just a fucking movie, okay? If it was real life, okay, yeah, I mean that that woman, forget it. I mean, she would have been, twice as crazy. Not only not saving Leo's ass, but throwing a fucking $20 million thing in the ocean there. I mean, she's just esta loca. But yeah, so that's the whole point is that he's trying to be romantic, fellas. Okay. That's what he's trying to do, okay? On top of Leo having everything in the island, he's just saying, look, I'm willing to sacrifice my life for her. And that's the whole point of the movie, okay? Sure, she could have moved her, her ass over, and Leo at the time only weighed probably like $130 or whatever. And, yeah, there's plenty of room there, no worries. But that's not the point of the movie. The whole point is, is to be romantic, okay? Because before that, let's be honest, when he's yelling, "I'm king of the world" there, and he's with I don't know, the one guy here. I don't know. I forgot the actor's name here. I don't know. He seems to die in everything too. I mean, like he got brutally shot in The Rock. James Caan killed him in The Eraser. There's a whole thing there. An Italian boy, I think, whatever, or maybe Spanish. I don't know. The point is, okay, he did it because he wanted to be romantic and a nice guy, and that's where the whole chivalry comes in. Okay, so that's it. Okay, he was trying to be romantic. He was gonna die, but could she have moved over a couple inches? Yeah, absolutely. But it's not the point of the movie. And if you think that's the point of the movie, forget it. I don't know. You're not as smart as me. Okay, and the last thing I want to end with is this whole Titanic thing that happened recently with all those divers trying to go in there, salvage parts, and they died. And listen, okay? All I'm going to say is this. In real life, okay, it's a tragedy what happened with the Titanic, okay? It's an absolute tragedy, okay? It's one of those things you just got to let go, okay? It's like that scene in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Remember, like, Indy's like reaching for the grail. Oh, I can get it, Dad. I can get it. And he goes, Indiana. First time he calls him Indiana, he's like, let it go. And that's how I think of the Titanic. It's an old relic, and you gotta let it lay where it lays. Okay, people are wondering, oh, are there still dead bodies in there? No, they're gone. Like after 5 years, even the bones, go away. The fish are, for the fish, it's like being at the Mandarin. They're just having a good time. You just gotta let it go. And James Cameron, I love you. And I know you made specials about this. Like afterwards. But I think it's time that we just finally let the Titanic go. Okay, there's no point going in there, like unless Superman actually exists out there and he can dive in there and lift it up for us. Let's just let it go. Okay, it's there. It's there almost for like a reminder of, hey, what we did as a mistake and things that we can improve on for future, trips on sea. Okay, but there's no point of going down there risking more lives for people fascinated or whatever. I think we got all the information we need at this point. And it's time we just let it go. And it sucks that we do have to let it go, but it's a painful reminder, and it's an important reminder that we do not need to go down there. We don't. We don't need to lose more lives because of it. Okay, and rest in peace for the people that we lost recently. But we got to let this thing go. We absolutely have to let this thing go, and just remember it as a horrible tragedy. And James Cameron here was able to make this into a movie about how people lived on the Titanic, the lifestyle at the time, and yeah, in that last half hour, how the band was still playing. That's crazy. Okay, I know DJs that don't even finish their fucking set and just push play button on their laptop. Okay, so I don't know anybody that'll do that shit today. But those are real men and women. Okay, let's just be honest. But yeah, so we gotta let it lie as it stands. Okay, but overall, the Titanic movie was a great movie, great accomplishment in movie history, and yeah. After I think it's pretty safe to say after this, Leonardo DiCaprio could write his own paycheck. I like to think he's all right after this, so there you go. So yeah, there you go. Also, I heard a thing with him in this. I'm pretty sure it was Titanic that he was supposed to do. Actually, there's a few roles around this time. I'm just gonna get both these out there. He was rumored to do the movie The Mummy, but it conflicted with a few other things he was working on. I think it was either Titanic or The Beach, and same thing with Boogie Nights. I think Boogie Nights he was supposed to be the lead guy, Mark Wahlberg, and he was good friends with Mark Wahlberg, and still is, I'm assuming. And he recommended him for the role. So, and also I think it was because of The Beach, Titanic, something like that. So those are two movies you could have seen Leonardo DiCaprio in. Okay. Me personally, I feel that Leonardo DiCaprio, on top of having basically everything in his life, does he really need on top of that a 12-incher? Jesus. Come on. God, let's save some for the rest of us. Come on. Please. And yeah, there we go. So then he did a movie called The Man in the Iron Mask, which is, I believe they've remade this movie before, or the whole story here. Yeah, it was okay, this version. It was all right. It wasn't anything, 6.5 out of 10. It's okay. Good little story, but I don't know. If you want to check it out, that's up to you. I'm not gonna force you guys to do anything. Okay, it's up to you. It's balls in your court. Then he was in a movie called Celebrity, which I have no idea what this is. Celebrity 6. I don't know. Oh, the director Woody Allen. Okay, well, that's. I'll save that for another day. Then he did the movie called The Beach that I just mentioned before. It's a good little movie, cute little movie. Yeah, it's all right. What was it about? Yeah, on vacation in Thailand, Richard sets out for an island rumored to be Celebrity Beach paradise. So yeah, it was. It was basically just. If you want to see what the Leonardo DiCaprio does on his private island, this is pretty accurate, I think. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good little movie. It's all right. There's one funny scene where he does drugs in this movie, and again, I'm not condoning to do drugs. I'm just saying, and then he thinks he's in a video game. It's and they act it out like it's pretty funny. And yeah, this movie's all right. It's all right. Then he did a movie called Don's Plum, which I I never heard of this either. Yeah, it is a. There's quite a few movies he's done I've never even heard of. Don's Plum. I don't know. At the pause. There's not even a description for this movie. Wow. Oh wait, yeah, there is. Okay. I was going to say it's the first time I've ever seen a description. A group of Los Angeles teenagers meet every week at their local diner to discuss their latest misadventures in their miserable lives. Okay. They should have just named it Millennials. Then he did a movie called Gangs of New York. There you go. Okay. Leonardo DiCaprio and Martin Scorsese teaming up. There you go. Been waiting for this. In 1862, Amsterdam Valiant returns to the Five Points area of New York City, seeking revenge against Bill the Butcher, his father's killer. All right. So, I think this movie kicks ass. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel the ending could have been a little bit better. And a lot of people do say that. I mean, I do like the whole fight scene, whatever. But it's one of those things you just got to see for yourself. You'll see. I'll probably get some shit for saying this, but I can't be the first person to ever say this. Cameron Diaz in the movie, I don't mind Cameron Diaz, don't get me wrong. I don't know. I thought she was fine in The Mask and all that, but I don't know. I feel she doesn't fit in this movie. I got to be honest with you. It kind of throws me off a bit. But Leo's great in the movie. The person who steals the show by far is Daniel Day-Lewis as Bill the Butcher Cutting Forget. I mean, this guy can win an Academy Award in his sleep. It's a shame he gave up acting there, but what are you gonna do? But 7.5 rating out of 10. Not Scorsese's best. Definitely not his worst. Good little movie. I don't know what to tell you. So, I remember seeing this one in theaters, but they. Actually, that's what I remember. At the end of the movie, and keep in mind, this is around, 2001. When 9/11 happened, and at the end of the movie, they do give, kind of a tribute towards that. So I do remember that. But I thought it was a pretty good movie. I mean, but definitely. I mean, again, not dissing Leo or Ms. Diaz here, but Daniel Day-Lewis, forget it. He just, every scene this guy's in, forget it. He just kills it. So, but again, Martin Scorsese gives you a call, you pick up the phone, and you just tell him when and where. So, good little movie. I would check it out. Also in the same year, so that was 2002. This is also 2002. Catch Me If You Can. Okay, so this might be one of Leonardo DiCaprio's best movies, period. I mean, don't get me wrong, he gives a great performance in this. Same thing with Tom Hanks. But I mean, this is just a fun movie. And apparently it was based on a true story. But now in recent years, I've heard that the guy completely made this story up. So I don't know what to believe. But you know what? I've always said this. I don't give a shit if a movie's based on a true story or not. I just want it to be a good story. That's it. Who cares if it's based on true? Honestly, they do care. I took a wicked shit this morning based on a true story. Is it worth anything? No, exactly. So there you go. Let's move on. Barely 21 yet, Frank is a skilled forger who has passed as a doctor, lawyer, and pilot. Like Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't getting enough ass already. FBI agent Carl becomes obsessed with tracking down the con man who only reveals in the pursuit. Or reveals. Oh, sorry, there's no way. Sorry, my bad. This is a great movie. This is a really great story. And like I said, if it's based on a true story or not, who gives a shit? I don't care. This is a great movie. Leo was great in this. Tom Hanks kills it as this as well. I mean, Tom Hanks basically kills it in everything he does. Christopher Walken's in it. Martin Sheen. Natalie Bayer, Amy Adams, who I believe this is the first movie I ever saw her in. I think this kind of got the ball rolling for her too. James Brolin, Brian Howe, great movie. The whole point of his character is like he's just kind of lost. He's like this lost kid, and Tom Hanks is almost like a kind of like a second father to him, like in the sense, and like he's a little bit older than him. He's trying to catch him, and there's the one great scene. I'm not really giving anything away where he actually kind of catches him in the beginning, and then Leo just plays it off like he's a detective as well, and he just kind of gets away with it again. So I don't know, it makes Tom Hanks look like an asshole. But yeah, oh yeah, Jennifer Garner was in this one too. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's only I believe it's the only time in history, and this is how slick Leo is. You can give a beautiful woman like Jennifer Garner a fake check. She gives you real money, and she still has sex with you. I mean, that is what a country. But the point is, this is a really good movie. Excellent story. I mean, really, really good story. And I've said it before. I'm going to say it just one more time. If it's based on a true story or not, who gives a shit? Okay, but this is a really good story. This is definitely one of Leo's, and I'd probably say Tom Hanks's best movies ever, for sure. And of course, who directed it? The great Steven Spielberg. There you go. Perfect. So you got all those three elements right there. You can't lose. You know what I mean? It is just, it's excellent. I mean, and you see and first of all, you see how back in the day, how easy it was to forge checks and all that. And like there's one point where he needs like the stickers for the checks, and he gets them off these model planes and he puts them all in a tub, and you see like literally this tub filled with like hundreds of toys just so he could peel off the little sticker. Like, it's great. But this is a really, really good movie. DiCaprio, Hanks, and Spielberg. Like I said, you got those three, you can't lose. So if you have not seen this movie, you absolutely got to see this movie. That is definitely one of their best movies. So yeah, and a great job by Leo. So Catch Me If You Can, check it out. The Aviator. Okay, so again, you get the team up with Martin Scorsese, of course. Fellow Italians, come on, we help each other out. That's the way it is. A biopic depicting the early years of legendary director and aviator Howard Hughes' career from the late 1920s to the mid 1940s. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was growing up, I watched the episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns, Mr. Burns' casino, and near the end of it, he starts to go nuts, and basically it's making fun of this guy, Howard Hughes, and the whole thing, we'll take the screw smooth, but sir, I said hop in. So that's when The Simpsons were good. So yeah, the monorail, Conan O'Brien, I love you. The point is, so this is based on his life and how he, changed, the aviation of flight and all that. And I think it was great. I mean, like, a lot of people gave this movie shit. I don't know why. I mean, there are some kind of slow parts in this movie. I will give it that. But, I mean, for the most part, it's a pretty solid movie. Like Kate Blanchett, who I've always said, and this might sound weird to people, but I'm just going to say it. She is the equivalent of Robert Downey Jr. when it comes to acting. I truly feel that she is one of the best actresses. And I don't know if you can say actresses anymore. I don't give a fuck. I'm not a millennial. You can go fuck yourself. But she is awesome. She's a great actress. Kate Beckinsale, who I don't think has aged in the last 30 years. John C. Reilly, he's always awesome. Alan Alda, Alec Baldwin. Yeah. I know what happened. Whatever. I'm just let him. We'll talk about that another time. Gwen Stefani. I forgot she was in this. Jude Law, Adam Scott, Brent Spinner. He's in this too? Really? No shit, eh? Oh, I didn't know that. Willem Dafoe's in. Oh, yeah, I forgot he was in this. Oh, yeah. How can you forget Willem Dafoe in anything? I got to do a podcast about him. It's probably going to take 5 hours. The point is, this is a great movie. I like it. I haven't watched it in a while. I remember seeing it in theaters. I thought it was pretty good. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't tell you, but definitely check this one out. And there you go. And 2006, The Departed. You got to say the Departed like this. Like, you got to say it with the Boston accent. I can't even say Boston. An undercover cop and a mole in the police attempt to identify each other while infuriating an Irish gang in South Boston. Whoo, Jesus! Listen. Again, Scorsese. Jesus, Scorsese. Is there anything this man can't do? Look at this cast, ladies and gentlemen. Leo, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg, Martin Sheen, Ray Winstone, Verna Farmiga, Anthony Anderson, Alec Baldwin, Kevin Corrigan, James Badge Dale, David O'Hara, Mark Ralston, Robert Wahlberg, Kristen Dalton. Come on. Dude, holy shit. No Tiki, no laundry. Oh, Jack, we miss you. I know we saw you recently at the one of the Laker games. Oh, come on, man. We need you, buddy. We need. There's no balls left in Hollywood anymore. I mean, you know, we one more movie, Jack. One more movie. Team up with Scorsese again. Come on, please. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got to do a podcast on Jack Nicholson one day. I love this man. One of my favorite actors of all time. But this is a remake of an old Chinese movie. I forgot the name of the title, but it's taken from that. But I mean, this movie, forget it. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, like this is why I love movies. I mean, movies like this, action, drama, a little mystery. Again, I can't say a lot what's going to happen in this movie because, especially the ending, which definitely surprised a lot of people, will definitely shock you. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10, absolutely. I mean, this is great. And I believe Martin Scorsese finally won for Best Movie. Finally, not Raging Bull, not Goodfellas, The Departed, which again, all three of them should have won Best Picture. But I think he was on stage and he says, "Can you read that envelope again? I just want to make sure." This poor guy. But I mean, yeah, well deserved. I mean, this is fucking awesome movie. Awesome. I could do a whole podcast just on this movie alone, but I won't because I'm lazy. But the point is, great movie. So as you can see, basically, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I mean, Leo's on a hell of a fucking run. I mean, he's beyond like an A-lister at this point. I mean, he can write his own check, but at the same time, he's working with so many great people, directors, actors. It's phenomenal. So yeah, but again, if you haven't seen The Departed, I got a great joke there, but again, you got to be PC. If you don't like The Departed, you might be. Well, you can do the math there. Okay, Blood Diamond. Okay, so. I remember seeing this movie in theaters, and I'll just say this. First of all, it's a great movie. I'm not going to, whatever. This is actually one of my faves by Leo. I feel one of his best performances. But this is where Leo, I remember seeing him the first time on the big screen in this movie, and I was like, he doesn't look like young Leo anymore. You know what I mean? Very... thin, very youthful, and again, I'm not I know it's a movie role. I'm not ripping on him the way he looks or anything. But believe me, despite being Italian, we're not all blessed with looks. But the point is, I mean, this is basically, I'm just trying to say, this is where he looks very older and mature, and I don't mean that in a bad way at all. I just mean he looks more like that older actor that can take on roles like this. So it says here, a fisherman, a smuggler, and a syndicate of businessmen match wits over the possession of a priceless diamond. Now, everybody should know at this point the whole term blood diamond. It means, when a diamond is, made, because of the sacrifices of many lives before it. It's not like someone just dug it out of a hole and put it in a basket and it got sent to America. Okay, it cost a lot of lives, so they're looking for this specific diamond. Now, I believe this movie is not based on a true story. It's just, but the concept obviously is still going on to this day, and even to this day, people will still go and buy diamonds, and you should ask, is this a blood diamond? Is this a blood conflict diamond? People still ask that. A lot of people still forget to ask that. But so this, basically, these two guys, they don't give a shit. I mean, they're just out there to get the money. Leonardo DiCaprio and Digimon Hunsu. And I hope I said that right, because this is another guy that can kick my ass. So this movie just, again, I haven't seen this movie in a while, but this movie kicks ass. Basically, I don't think I'm really giving anything a lot away, but kind of the first half of this movie, you're like, Leo's this guy, he's an average guy, whatever. Then there's one scene in the movie where totally everyone it just flips the other way, and you're like, whoa, shit, Leo is, or his character Danny Archer is just, he's not what you think he is. Like, this guy's actually a pretty badass dude. So, but yeah, like I said, I saw this movie in theaters. I thought it was great. Yeah, it's Jennifer Connelly's in the movie too. She's always great. Arnold Vosloo, who is in The Mummy, he played the bad guy there. Yeah, this is one movie I feel that does not get talked about a lot with when it comes to Leonardo DiCaprio's discography here, or movieography, no matter how you say it. But the point is, this is a good one. I mean, 8 out of 10, well deserved for sure. And I believe he did get nominated for Best Actor for this movie. He didn't win, but well, I mean that should be coming soon. You would assume so, right? But yeah, no, he was excellent in this movie. So I would say this is one of his most underrated movies. Again, a lot of people don't talk about this one, but he's really good in it. One of my favorites. So if you got the chance, Blood Diamond, go see it. Body of Lies. Okay, so you got Leo. You got him teaming up with Russell Crowe again after many, many years, after leaving the Western Front there. Now they team up with Ridley Scott. A CIA agent on the ground in Jordan hunts down a powerful terrorist leader while being caught between the unclear intentions of his American supervisors and Jordan intelligence. There you go. I haven't seen this movie in a while. I remember this movie being okay. It was all right. I mean, it wasn't, it's not his worst, not his best. It's somewhere in the middle there. So I don't remember a lot about it. And that's why I don't get the women like Leo. The point is, I feel, if you want, check out this movie. I got a 7 out of 10 rating. It's not bad. So, do what you want to do. Next movie, Revolutionary Road, which I just saw recently, actually, because it's one of those movies I never checked it out. I got to be honest. I kind of skipped over it. A young couple living in Connecticut suburb during the mid-1950s struggled to come to terms with their personal problems while trying to raise their 2 children. So again, Leo's teamed up with Kate Winslet. It's a good little movie, a little cute little movie. I liked it. Sam Mendes was the director there. It's a good little movie. I mean, it's nothing like, whoa, oh my God, but it's not like a bad movie. So it's a good little movie. It's actually a good little date movie. You see, movies like this I recommend for couples. None of this fucking rom-com shit, failure to launch. God, Matthew McConaughey, I love you, man. And thank God you turned down that $14 million rom-com movie to do. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. Yeah, so check out this movie. I like this one. Shutter Island. Rating of 8.2 out of 10. Why? Listen, Martin, Mr. Scorsese, I will love you forever for Goodfellas alone. My top 5 favorite movies of all time are as follows. Godfather Part 2. Godfather, Goodfellas, Pulp Fiction, Ghostbusters. Okay? I watched this movie. I don't get it. I don't get what the big deal is with this movie. I don't understand it. First of all I'm going to say is this, okay? If you never watched this movie, in the first, I'm going to say, was it 10, 15 minutes of this movie? I mean, there's one clue that gives off the ending, whatever, during it. I'm not going to say what it is, because you haven't seen it, whatever, it'll give away. But I'm one of these people, if I watch a movie, and if a movie is predictable, it basically kills it for me. Like, if something happens in the beginning, or you see something that's going to happen, you're like, okay, I see where this is going, and then you're like, okay, it kills it for me. So in the first 10, 15 minutes, again, I haven't seen it. I won't give it away for anybody that hasn't seen it, but it was pretty obvious to me what the surprise was going to be at the end. It was pretty obvious. So that killed it for me. I don't see the big deal in this movie. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. Like there's one scene specifically where Leo's arguing with some kind of woman in a cave. And I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's just nonsense. I don't know. So Martin Scorsese, I love you. I'm sorry, man. It's predictable, and I just don't. I don't get the big deal with this movie. I don't. Like, but hey, listen, you know, I don't get the big deal with Walking Dead. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Zombies. It's fucking boring to me. What are you gonna do? But yeah, look, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Then he did a movie called Inception, which I've only watched once, and I got a feeling if I watch it again, I'm probably going to be just as confused as I was the first time. Now, this is a good kind of confusion. Okay, this is a movie that, obviously, it's, yeah, you might have to watch it more than once. So I might have to watch this movie again. A thief who steals corporate secrets through the use of dream sharing technology is given the inverse task of planting an idea into the mind of a CEO, but his tragic past may doom the project and his team to disaster. Okay, so first off, I don't think Christopher Nolan's ever come up with a bad movie. So, I mean, and this is definitely one of his better ones. I mean, first of all, visually, the way it's just done and the way the whole concept of interpreting dreams and, how it affects our reality, it's just, it's insane. Like, it really, I remember watching this movie, I was like, holy shit, like, this is crazy. I mean, so, yeah, it's pretty insane. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, again, I do remember a lot about this movie, but at the same time, I don't remember a lot of it as well. But I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, it's a lot to take in. So I wouldn't even know where to begin with describing this movie. But let's just say this: if you're a big fan of dreams, and if you want to see, Christopher Nolan kind of interpret like how they can make this into a reality. This is definitely for you. 8.8 out of 10. Yeah, I can't argue that. I mean, it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you got Leo in there, you got Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Elliot Page, who, if anybody remembers Trailer Park Boys. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, like I said before, I did a podcast about him. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I mean, he's a very fascinating guy. Ken Watanabe, God, I hope I said that right. Tom Hardy, D-Lip Rayo, Cillian Murphy, Tom Berenger. Tom Berenger was in this movie? Really? I totally forgot about that. Lucas Haas, who I just saw recently on the Righteous Gemstones. His last season was really good. I mean, the whole show is good. Michael Caine, Pete. Okay, I'm not going to fuck this up again. Postolith. Wait, there you go. Marion Colt Tillard, there you go. So yeah, very good cast of people. Yeah, I mean, this movie's a trip. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, it's one of those movies you're probably gonna have to watch it once and then maybe a week later watch it again, kind of, sink in everything you just saw. But this is a really great trippy movie. And again, Christopher Nolan, he never goes wrong. So yeah. I got a chance, definitely check that one out. Let's see here. Inception, The Colbert Job. I don't know what this is. Maybe it's a little short they did. I don't know. J. Edgar. Okay, so, listen, all good runs have to come to an end. So, I mean, basically, this movie was not well received. Okay, so let's just say that. I mean, it's a Clint Eastwood movie. Clint Eastwood, for the most part, does some pretty kick-ass movies. I heard a lot of let's just get, okay. J. Edgar Hoover, powerful head of the FBI for nearly 50 years, looks back on his personal or professional and personal life. Okay, so we all know who J. Edgar Hoover is. He may or may not started the trend, being a male, wearing dresses. But, the movie itself was okay. I mean, it's just, here's what really threw me off about the movie. And this is something, I hate to say this about Clint Eastwood movies, is especially when they did Jersey Boys as well, when they showed him aged. The aging makeup, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Let's just say that. It's one of the things that's definitely the most distracting in the movie. But I don't know, it was okay, I guess. In this, it's it's an all right movie. I hear a lot of it is inaccurate, about this movie, and I don't know, they kind of just have to go on stories and stuff they've heard, but I don't know. It's let's just say this: it's not Leo's best, it's not Clint Eastwood's best. So I don't know. If you want to check it out, whatever. Do what you got to do. Django Unchained. Okay, now, listen. He's teamed up with Spielberg, Martin Scorsese. Why not team up with Quentin Tarantino too? Why not? Now, apparently they wanted to work together for quite some time, Leo and Quentin, and finally they reached a good little thing here with Django Unchained. With the help of a German bounty hunter, a freed slave sets out to rescue his wife from a brutal plantation owner in Mississippi. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've only seen this movie once. I mean to see it more than once. I just, I don't know. I want to do a whole Quentin Tarantino marathon there one day. But, God only knows I've seen Pulp Fiction like 50 times. But, yeah, this movie kicks ass. I mean, this is just awesome. I mean, Will Smith, who I think is just a complete jerk off, and I don't know. I think he's just a fucking idiot. His wife is a cunt. His kids are fucking nuts. I mean, that whole family is just everything to do, or just everything wrong with Hollywood. But that's just putting it nicely. But the point is, he turned down this role, and because he's an idiot, and Django Unchained, the main role, went to Jamie Foxx, and he did a phenomenal job with it. As a side note, I heard Jamie Foxx is doing better. He came out with that video. For over 3 minutes there, he was talking, and he seems to be doing all right. I don't know. Like, people keep saying it's a clone. I don't know what kind of loser you got to be to go online and accuse somebody of having a doppelganger. But the point is, he was great in this. Christoph Waltz, who, let's just be honest, we never heard of before this. I mean, he was an actor before overseas, and Quentin wanted him for this role. Killed it. It's pretty awesome. And who's the missing piece? Leonardo DiCaprio. And he was great in this movie. The one scene, a lot of people still don't know this, is the one scene where he gives the speech. And he smashes his hand against the table there, and all this glass and all this blood, people thinking it's fake. It's all real. He smears his hand on Kerry Washington's face there, and it's all real. It's his blood, and then afterwards he got a nice little applause by the cast and crew there. He just went along with it. I always wanted to give a shout out to Kerry Washington because, you never know. I mean, I get it. You work with A-listers. You never know what they're going to do, improv, something, whatever. She went with it. She could have easily said, go fuck yourself. Like, why are you putting your real blood on me? She was nice enough to really go along with it. So you got to give her props as well. But yeah, I mean, that was and now knowing that was all real, that's really crazy. Yeah, I mean, so. Yeah, he was great in that. Samuel Jackson, Walter Coggins, who again, I just saw him recently in the last couple of seasons of Righteous Gemstones. He's a great actor. Dennis Christopher, James Remar. This is it's a great movie. I mean, a lot of people, I think, was it Quentin Tarantino said, like, a lot of people thought it was like a slave movie, but it's like that for the first like 10, 20 minutes, whatever. Then afterwards, it's kind of like a revenge movie. A little bit of a Western, a little bit of he's got your humor in there. It's got a little bit of everything in there. I mean, it's a really good movie, really, really good movie. So definitely, I would say one of Quentin's best for sure. But so I'm glad finally. And again, like when you're Leonardo DiCaprio, man, it's not only you can write your own paycheck, but at this point you can work with whoever the fuck you want, and people, who can work whoever they want. They try to get you in their movies, and thank God him and Quentin teamed up finally. So that's pretty awesome. It's the first time, but it won't be the last. So yeah, if you haven't seen Django Unchained, definitely got to see that one. That's a great one. Oh, Django. I do my own sound effects. Thank you. Then in 2012, they finally released Titanic deleted scenes. Okay, so that's Blu-ray. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe in this version, I don't know. They see the iceberg and then they just end up going to Leo's Island. Everyone just has a party. I don't know. Who knows? I'm kidding. Shut up. It's a fucking podcast. Shut up. Then he did The Great Gatsby. Okay, so same director who did Romeo plus Juliet there. Remember my mom watched this movie, and my mom was very much in like the old stories and all that. And she's I watched the first 10 minutes of this. I couldn't stand it. It's stupid. I'm like, all right, mom. Well, yeah. Listen, my mom hates everything. What are you gonna do? But the point is, I thought it was all right. I mean, I prefer the one with Robert Redford. Obviously, I mean, this story is from the Fitzgerald book. We all know that. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's all right. It is weird watching this movie and seeing The Great Gatsby, being the story being told, and then all of a sudden you hear Jay-Z's voice, and I love Jay-Z. Don't get me wrong, Jay-Z's one of my favorite rappers of all time, but it does kind of throw it off. It is a little weird. I mean, but again, like that's the whole thing. I just wanted to make it the more recent times when whatever, but I think the whole point of this story is that when he's reaching out for that green light, he is reaching out for truth and for himself. That's why he never shows up at these parties, because he doesn't know any of these fucking people. He has no idea what's going on. He's just doing this just to keep up appearances and keep up, his rep. But he doesn't want to be there. He just wants to be a normal person. That's all. That's just my thing. Okay? What is he reaching for? Green. What does green represent? Go. You're welcome. The point is, this movie's all right. I mean, it's nothing, I don't know. Like I said, I prefer the Robert Redford version, but that's just me. You got Leo in there. You got Carey Mulligan, great actress. Joel Edgerton, Tobey Maguire. Hey, listen, you get to make movies with your buddies. Why not? It's all good. But this one's all right. It's okay. I feel it's not as good as Romeo plus Juliet, but I don't know. It's all right still. Same year though, 2023. 2023. What the fuck am I saying? I'm jumping ahead of myself. I'm sorry. 2013. Okay? A little movie called Wolf on Wall Street. Ladies and gentlemen, this movie is 3 hours. It doesn't feel like 3 hours. Okay? That's when you watch a really good movie, when it could be 3 hours. And it's a Martin Scorsese movie, so get ready for it to be at least 3 hours. Okay? That's a short Martin Scorsese movie. But in all seriousness, like this movie kicks ass, man. I mean, this movie is just all jokes. Based on the true story of Jordan Belfort, from his rise to wealthy stockbroker living the high life to his fall involving crime, corruption, and the federal government. Okay, so I mean, let's just be honest with ourselves. I mean, Jordan Belfort, the irony of stuff like this is that, I mean, listen, in real life, this guy's a jerk off. I mean, this guy ripped off, ruined how many lives, families, I mean, I think he still owes like $100 and some million, which he's never going to pay back. I mean, it's one of those things where, okay, yeah, he'll pay back a little here and there, but it's never going to happen. But the irony is, I mean, we got a kick-ass movie out of it. You know what I mean? So, and yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio plays Jordan Belfort, and just a story of how he just started off as like a junior broker at Wall Street there, and then of course what was it, Black Monday that happened there, yeah, and then they went to shit, and he didn't know what to do, and then because of his skills, he was able to use that for other stuff, and for other stock opportunities, and create his own firm, and it's awesome. This movie I've seen multiple times. I laughed my ass off. This is just a great movie. Great movie. Great movie. Jonah Hill, who I believe took SAG, or the lowest amount of SAG, because he just wanted to work with Martin Scorsese. So he only got, I think, $60,000, for this movie. I mean, I'm Italian. I'd work for Scorsese for free. I mean, it doesn't matter. I knew as soon as I saw this movie, I'm like, he's going to get nominated for Best Supporting Actor, okay? not that you didn't deserve it in Moneyball or something, but I always make the joke with Jonah Hill that I mean, if he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Moneyball, he should have won Best Actor for Superbad, because I thought he was fucking awesome in it. And I'm not even like trying to make a joke here. I thought he was great in that. It's one of the best teen movies of all time. But I don't know. I hear the shit about Jonah Hill recently about he wrote like this whole text about these lots of page text or whatever. I don't know about breaking up with his girl or something like. This is why I'm breaking up with you, because 1 and 2, and then he listed. I'm like. I mean, it is bad that it gets out there. I mean, let's just be honest. Like, when you're famous, you can't put anything in text or voicemail, or I mean, that day is done for you. You know what I mean? You can't do that because it's going to go online. But at the same time, I mean, I read the thing and I'm like, well, I mean, look, at least it broke it down, because I hear stories about famous people breaking up with people, and I don't know, they do it through their agents and stuff. He or she doesn't want to talk to you anymore. It's like, well, wow, that's how you're going to end it. I mean, so I don't know. Like, at least he broke it down, but I don't know, man. You be the judge. But Margot Robbie, I did a podcast about her recently. Boy, who'd have thought that Barbie movie would make a shit ton of money, eh? Holy fuck. But I did say that, it's going to be one of those movies that's either going to be a bomb or it's going to be a huge hit. And it's... Apparently people like Barbie a lot more than I thought. So there you go. I mean, it looks like it could have some jokes in there. I'll check it out when it hits video. But video, again, that's how old I am. Matthew McConaughey, who this is his kind of period where he was... starting to do more serious roles. That Bayard Dallas Club, True Detective. I mean, he's got a little role in this one, but holy shit, he killed it in this one. Kyle Chandler, great job. Rob Reiner, forget. I mean, the guy's a fucking legend. John Berthenol, yeah, he did a great job. He actually did punch apparently Jonah Hill for real in this one. Jon Favreau. I mean, it's pretty crazy, guys. It's a great cast of people. But Leo, I mean, yeah, Leo was very, Leo pretty much gets deep in all his roles here. But he apparently Jordan Belfort did say he would just call him like all the time, asking him for advice or how would you play this role, whatever. And even Jonah Hill said the scene at the end there where they're eating the sushi, he kept eating it several times, and it got to a point where, like, listen, you can do spit takes, but then it got to a point where he literally just threw up, and because he just ate so much. And to this day, Leo still says he doesn't do any drugs, and I'll be honest with you, with the work ethic he has, I believe him. I'm not trying to kiss his ass or nothing, but I mean, like, you can't keep up this kind of schedule and with charities and all that, and do blow all day, so it's pretty crazy. And one funny thing about this movie, and I don't think I've ever shared this with anybody, but like, he kind of sneaks it in there. But at one point, like, he says, like, after the bachelor party, which they spent how much money? $2 million on Vegas because they had to like clean the whole floor or something. Like, I mean, this is like, I mean, that airplane scene is just fucking crazy. I remember my dad like said he's watching this in front of my mom, and he's like, oh, I'm watching the airplane scene, and oh my god, oh, your mother didn't like that. Oh, yeah. I'm like, I don't think any woman would. But anyway, the point is, like, it was just crazy. But yeah, I did learn that apparently, me and Jordan Belfort apparently have the same nickname for our penises, the Duke. So, I mean, we got that going for us. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, he did get nominated for Best Actor for this, well deserved again. I mean, let's be honest. In this movie, there's scenes where it's like, it's got nothing to do with the plot, but who gives a shit? Like, it's just so, like, it's just so entertaining. I mean, the one scene where they're all in the conference room and they're just talking about, well, we're gonna get this midget and we're gonna throw him against the the board there, and oh yeah, it's okay, like, oh yeah, I think they have feelings too, and then like, it's just, it goes on for like 5 minutes, but you're like, this has nothing to do with the movie, but at the same time, it's like, you realize this is the brilliance of Scorsese. Like, he wants you to realize like how much these guys are just dickheads and assholes, and they don't really give a shit about anybody, and they're just in there for themselves. And like how these guys got anything done and how they made their millions is just probably no short of a miracle. I mean, it's just like a lot of it was, I'm not gonna say luck, but just a lot of it was just, I mean, I guess the right place, the right time. I mean, there's no way you could pull this shit off today, but it's just a crazy movie and a crazy story. And At the end of the movie, the real Jordan Belfort shows up at the end of the stage and introduces Leonardo DiCaprio's character, which is Jordan Belfort. So, again, this movie's, there's a lot to take into this movie too. Not like Inception, but it's pretty crazy. So I love it. One of my favorite Martin Scorsese movies for sure. But yeah, if you got the chance, check it out. Then he did a movie called The Audition, which I've never heard of. Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio must compete for the lead role in Martin Scorsese's next film. What the fuck? Director Martin Scorsese, writer Terrence Winter, De Niro, DiCaprio, Brad Pitt. What the fuck? What the hell is that? Okay. I'm assuming this has to be like a sketch or something, or okay. Yeah, I definitely gotta check this out. Okay, yeah, it's only 16 minutes, so yeah, it's gotta be some kind of parody or something, I guess. Wow, I've never heard of this. All right. Okay, so after this, I got something to do. Great. Then he did a movie called The Revenant. I believe I said that right. I'm almost afraid I'm going to fuck that up. So, this movie, holy shit. I mean, if you ever see, I remember growing up, there was a movie called Alive, and it was actually based on a true story about these guys, the soccer team that got into a plane crash, had to survive in the winter conditions and all that, and it's pretty crazy. So, but obviously this isn't based on real life. I don't think so. But yeah, this is I kind of just remembered stuff like that. They're just dealing with all the elements of of Mother Nature, and yeah. A frontiersman on the fur trading expedition in the 1820s fights for survival after being mauled by a bear and left for dead by members of his own hunting team. So, yeah, that's definitely one of the highlights of this movie when he's fighting the bear, and obviously it's CGI and all that, but it looks pretty real, man. I mean, that's a crazy scene. It's pretty insane, like what Leo's character has to deal with this. And Tom Hardy's in it too, does a great job as well. Yeah, there's a lot of elements of surprise in this one. I don't want to give a lot away, but definitely this is one definitely worth checking out. And after all these nominations, finally, he gets another nomination for Best Actor, and he wins. Yes. Leonardo DiCaprio finally wins Best Actor. And again, well-deserved. I mean, I think it was well-deserved a while ago, but yeah, I mean, this is a pretty intense movie too. So again, I don't want to give a lot away. But yeah, definitely check this one out. I mean, this is definitely man versus nature in this one. So it's pretty good. Then he was in a music video, Little Dicky Earth. Yeah, I remember that. They did the Little Dicky, the rapper there. It's a good little show he has too. Which, by the way, mentioning Brad Pitt, just as a side note, if you saw this season's episode or this season's last episode, Brad Pitt is in basically the whole episode. It's pretty crazy. If you had a chance, check it out. So this leads me to the next one. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino, 9th movie. He's only got one more to go. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Who's gonna take those reins of Quentin Tarantino? You know what I mean? Especially in this fucking PC world we live in. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, that's a story for another time. But anyways, a faded television actor and his stunt double strive to achieve fame and success in the final years of Hollywood's golden age in 1969 Los Angeles. Now, again, you got Leo basically teaming up with Brad Pitt the whole movie here. Leo's character, Rick Dalton, is, he's just kind of like an actor who's been around for a while. he's got insecurities. He's worried about the next project. How's he going to do as well? Will this be the end of him? Blah, 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 blah. Every cliche you could think of when it comes to the acting world, right? And you got Brad Pitt's character, who's like pretty much he's a total badass in this. I mean, he's awesome. I remember me and my dad went to go see this movie, and I said, Dad, Brad's going to get Best Supporting Actor. And he said, no, he's going to get Best Actor. I'm like, no. When you're that's something you got to, and that's a good point I'm bringing up now and this is no disrespect to Brad Pitt, but again, this is how much star power Leonardo DiCaprio has. Is that I believe he was nominated for Best Actor for this. Brad Pitt was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Now they pretty much shared the same screening time, but realistically, if you're in a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, it doesn't matter if you're Brad Pitt. You're still number 2. Like, I mean, again, that's no disrespect against Brad Pitt. It's just that's how much star power Leo has. So, and Brad Pitt did end up winning, I think, Best Supporting Actor for that. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, this movie, a lot of people criticize it because it wasn't like as like action packed or didn't have any like crazy violent scenes. Like, I mean, everything happens at the end there, whatever. Again, like, I don't want to give it away. I mean, it's an alternate ending to what actually happened in history, with Charles Manson. But yeah, it's pretty crazy too. I mean, Quentin did the same thing in *Inglourious Bastards*. He tweaked history a bit there. But yeah, it's just, like, there's one scene I remember Leonardo DiCaprio, like, near the end there, he's acting in a scene, and like it's a movie. It's one of those like movie within a movie. He's acting and he's doing the lines, and then he's I do it right, then he's doing it again, and then like that scene is. It really just shows like to me, like I'm watching this on the big screen, and I'm like this is how far Leonardo DiCaprio has come as an actor. Like, he really just nails it. Like, I don't know how many times he had to do that scene. I'm assuming maybe a couple times, whatever. But I mean, Jesus Christ, it's crazy. It really is. It's just insane how much of a good actor he really is. But like I said, Brad Pitt, I mean, he was great in this as well. Margot Robbie. I mentioned this before in the past about in the Margot Robbie podcast. A lot of people gave Quentin shit because, she's not in it a lot and da. It's like, shut up, like she was great in it. I don't know, like, people gotta nitpick every fucking little thing. I mean, but this is a great movie. And I completely forgot, by the way, that Austin Butler, who played speaking of the movies there, he played Elvis, and he's in this movie. He plays Tex Watson. I completely forgot he was in this. I believe this was Luke Perry's last movie he did. Bruce Dern was in it. Apparently, it was supposed to be Burt Reynolds who was supposed to play this character, but he died before they shot this movie. But yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio kills it. He goes through a lot of emotions during this. Like, he doesn't know, like his character, like the actor, he doesn't know if, and that's the thing with a lot of actors even today. I mean, like, even when you're an A-lister, it doesn't, maybe your star is fading a bit, and you don't know if this is gonna be your last role, or you just don't know. You really don't know, and you can see it a lot in in this character. And the scene, I'll just say this: the scene at the end where he takes one of his movie props and uses it in real life. Now, again, I don't want to give it away what happens because it is pretty kick-ass. I'm not gonna lie, but I would say, well, actually, one of the biggest scenes in this movie, and I kind of got criticism. People liked it, whatever. Was the whole Bruce Lee versus Brad Pitt's character, Cliff Booth. That got a lot of attention as well. I thought it was pretty good, and it's like Quentin said. Each of them got 1 point. No one technically won the fight, so you got to keep that in mind. But this is a great movie. I mean, Leo did such a great job with this one. I mean, again, like I said, like, you see a lot of the insecurities, what actors actually go through, and great story by itself. And you do wonder, did Brad Pitt actually kill his wife? I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I wasn't there. But the point is, Leo did a great job in this movie. Great Quentin Tarantino movie. We're waiting for number 10 to come out. Will Leo be in that one? Who knows? Time will tell. And then he did a movie called Don't Look Up. So basically, this is an Adam McKay movie who I think he's a fucking genius. I mean, this guy's awesome. I mean, this guy's done everything, with Will Ferrell. I mean, recent years, he's done like more kind of serious satire movies, like with like The Big Short, Vice. I still I this or Second City book, and he went to Second City as well, and it's a picture with him, and he's wearing glasses, and he's like yelling with some kind of parrot. I don't know. But Adam McKay is a really funny dude here, and I think it's cool that he teamed up with Leo here. And it says here, 2 low-level astronomers must go on a giant media tour to warn humankind of an approaching comet that will destroy planet Earth. Excuse me. I will never be an astronomer. The point is, this. I thought it was funny. I don't know. I thought it was a good little funny movie. I don't know. Like, a lot of people criticized it and said, should have been better. And I guess this is Leonardo DiCaprio's attempt at a comedy. And, like, okay, like, fuck, man. I don't know. How many movies have you done? Like, shut up. So, I thought it was all right. I mean, it's not Adam McKay's best movie. It's not his worst either. I don't know. It's somewhere in the middle. I don't know. I thought it was all right. It was good for a cheap laugh. DiCaprio in it, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, Kate Blanchett, Rob Morgan, Jonah Hill, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry? The fuck? Mark Rylance. How is Tyler Perry worth like $1 billion? Let's just go back to that one for a second. Tyler Perry's worth like $1 billion or some shit. Like how'd that happen? Listen, I got nothing against Tyler Perry. Don't get me wrong. I tried to watch one of his movies one time. I don't know. It had like Janet Jackson in it or something. And, oh, God, it was just, oh, Jesus. Anyways, Timothy Chalamet. He was in this, really? I remember that. Ron Perlman. What a badass. Kid Cudi. Ariana Grande. Amish Patel. Melanie Linsky, who, again, great in Yellow Jackets. Michael Chiklis. Listen. Okay, they're not all going to be, Slapshot or Caddyshack or even Animal House. Okay, but it was a good little funny movie. So I would check it out. Why not? Good little cast here. That's it. Why not? Why not, he says. Why not? So I would check it out. It's called Don't Look Up. And the recent movie that he's going to come out with this year, 2023, is called Killers of the Flower Moon, where he plays a character named Ernest Burkhart. I'm hearing a lot of good things about this movie. It's coming out, it doesn't say when. It just says 2023. It is a Martin Scorsese movie, so yes, it will be 3 hours and 26 minutes. It says members of the Osage tribe in the United States are murdered under mysterious circumstances in the 1920s, sparking a major FBI investigation involving J. Edgar Hoover. We're gonna do the whole J. Edgar Hoover. No, he's not playing. Okay, yeah. I mentioned that before. He's not. Okay, good. Okay. No, I'm just saying. Don't. Just saying. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So again, teaming up with Robert De Niro. Why not? That's awesome. A few other actors here: Lily Gladstone, Jesse Plemons, Tantu Cardinal. John Lithgow, he's always good. Brendan Fraser, all right, there you go. Yeah, I haven't seen him anything since The Whale, which was excellent, by the way. I did a whole podcast about that and him. Cara Jade Myers, Jenny Collins, Jillian Dion. Yeah. Okay, so I'm hearing some good things about this movie. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe there's another Oscar nod to Mr. DiCaprio. Who knows? I would watch a trailer, but I don't know. I'm one of these people, to be honest with you, over the years, I just don't watch trailers anymore because they give away too much shit. So, Obviously, I'm going to check out the movie when it comes out, and there you go. We'll see. And he's got 4 upcoming projects. One of them is called Roosevelt, where he plays Theodore Roosevelt. Ah, shocker. Director, Martin Scorsese. All right, there you go. Okay, so there you go. Okay, there you go. That's it. That's it. Makes sense. Hey, makes sense to me. That's it. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. Then you got also pre-production. You got The Wagger, A Tale of Shipwreck, Mutiny, and Murder. Okay. All right. So it's a British naval ship. The Wagger is wrecked on the desolate island off of the tip of South America in 1740. The captain and crew struggle to survive and maintain order while battling extreme weather and their own human nature. Okay. It sounds like a Mutiny on the Bounty again. Okay. Director Martin Scorsese. There you go. Okay. So, hey. Is it just me or these two should get a timeshare together? Just, I don't know. Just save a couple bucks. Okay. Then Jim Jones. He's you guessed it. He's going to play Jim Jones, not the rapper. It's actually based on the actual guy. Plot under wraps. Okay, cool, fair enough. Don't have a director yet. I'm assuming it's going to be Martin Scorsese in the end, right? Probably. And the last thing he is working on is The Crowded Room, which is in production. Okay. The true story of Billy Milligan, who developed 24 different personalities. Holy fuck. Speaking of Roseanne. During his horrific childhood, and who would go on to commit several robberies and rapes. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, as an actor, ladies and gentlemen, you always want to take chances. So, again, no director. So I'm just going to assume this is the next 5 movies in a row. Let's just, again, Martin Scorsese, you are the man, okay? Listen, if I'm the only one that didn't like Shutter Island, fine. I can live with that, okay? Goodfellas. Mwah. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, Leonardo DiCaprio does not show any signs of slowing down. It seems like for the last couple of years, he'll do a movie, take a few years off, chill out on the island, He gets a phone call on his coconut phone there, like Gilligan, and picks it up. Hey, you guys need me? All right, cool. Let's do it. Marty, is this you again? Jesus. So there you go. I mean, that's it. Like, listen, I'm making fun here, or whatever. But listen, Martin Scorsese kicks ass, man. That guy is just. That guy means fucking everything to me. Leonardo DiCaprio. He's awesome, man. I mean, a lot of people have said that, he's kind of Martin Scorsese's new De Niro, right-hand man, whatever, kind of like a Johnny Depp and Tim Burton kind of thing. So, hey, listen, I'm not mad at that. I mean, you got a great actor there working with a great director. It's awesome. And hopefully, maybe Leo will make another appearance in the last Quentin Tarantino movie. Also heard, as a side note, I heard Quentin Tarantino wants. I know Bruce Willis is retired from acting, but he still wants to give him his last acting role in his movie. So that's pretty cool too. But anyways, Leonardo DiCaprio, you're awesome, man. I mean, I know a lot of people give you shit, because the whole younger women thing, whatever. It's like, who cares? I mean, like it's you're a movie star. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, how do you know that he's not falling in love with every single one of these women, okay? And ladies, have you ever looked into a Victoria's Secret catalog? I mean, Jesus. I remember working at the library as one of my first jobs, and I saw it in the, I can't believe I'm telling the story. I actually took it in, he was in the break room. I just assumed it was for the women, but, I was in grade 9 and, I was 15 and I was like, fuck this is mine. So I took it and I'm just looking through this. I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. And then years later, you realize, like, I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio has probably had sex with every single one of these women. Like, it is pretty insane. He has his own island. He's living a life, And people say that, he will be a forever bachelor. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think eventually he'll get married. I'm not saying it's going to be anytime soon. I mean, but I think eventually he will settle down. Now, when he's, 75 and about to get married, and when he gets married to a 20-year-old or 20 to 25, let's say, he might still get some shit. But you know what? The movies, TV roles, all the things he's done for our environment, whatever happens on that boat that he does, and that's crazy. I mean, like the boat, the island. I mean, he is living every guy's dream. But at the same time, the guy's a talented motherfucker. Okay, who's to say what kind of life we can tell this man to live, and this man being one of the most kick-ass men in human history is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you.
No, 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 no. No. Celine Dion, I love you. You're a Canadian treasure, but I refuse to end the podcast like this. Okay? This is how I'm going to end the podcast, with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Lennis, baby, where are you? Lennis! Lennis! Where'd you go? Ah! Owie! Owie! Ah! Oh, baby. Oh, you're gonna play rough, huh? Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, owie, 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 owie. I like it. Ow! Wolfie. Yeah, it's my safe word, baby. It's my safe word.
I don't give a fuck about your safe word.
Oh, come on! It's
Shut the fuck up!
Ah!
Shut up, you little bitch!
Ah, you fucking dirty little birdie! Owie!